So we're gonna go up in the attic. We're gonna show you guys what's up there. So this is pretty interesting. These used to be used as storage rooms, we think, for the church. My mom has this theory that this is where they used to hide their wine that they would bless for church. So let's head on up. Do not. So we found the light switch. All right. All right, so this is just one of the areas on above those side rooms, the office room and then the place where they had their water hookup. So you can see the inside of these walls. I think this used to be used as a storage room for something. I'm not quite sure what, but I think they used to keep maybe like their wine up here, truly. And I don't know how often they were up here, but it's pretty cool. All of these look like, and these floorboards, they look original. They look like they've been here for a very long time. The other cool thing is that you can immediately see the slope of the roof starting here now that we're up higher, and we can actually go up further into the attic and walk the lengths of the roof, which is cool. So let's go do that. I don't like this ladder. Bigger people than me have done this. It's not gonna break on me. Door that they used as a walkway.
Correct.
Huh?
Say correct. This is where we need a GoPro.
Huh?
This is where we need a GoPro on my head. Oh, I have the glasses here. Can't see nothing.
So we're on top of the archway that's in the actual church, and then we're actually touching the peak of the roof right here, which is really cool. And if you look over here on this side, just an air vent to keep the ventilation up here that was built into the side of the church when the whole church was constructed, so that's really cool. And then if you kind of swing around and we look down the other way, this is the entire length of the church here. So they did have, these are all extremely old boards, so bear with me. Okay. So as you can see, this thing runs the entire length of the church, which is really crazy. And even more crazy is what they did with the actual roof or the actual arch. You can tell that it's this like metal mixed with concrete. Is how they used to kind of shape and arch the inside ceiling, which is really, really neat. But it's really helpful to be able to get up here, especially when we're considering, running the lighting, running air conditioning, running cables, anything that we need to, we can get up on top of the ceiling. Obviously, it's a little precarious. You have to be really careful what you're doing up here and where you're stepping, but we're able to get anywhere in the building and go down with any wiring or tubing, which is really, really helpful as far as being able to design it the way that we want. So, really cool stuff. I'm not gonna walk over there because I'm afraid I will fall. And there's no more of these beams, and I'm too scared. So, this is where my journey ends up here. I'm just, if my legs are wobbling a little bit, don't mind me.
If someone wants a cat, I think it's looking for a home.
Get a close-up of this.
I already did.
Huh?
I already did. It's metal lathe. That's what it's called.
Metal lathe.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So the whole arch is done with that. That's neat.
So neat.
Huh?
So neat.
I think it's cool. I mean, I've never seen the inside of a church ceiling before. I guess this is how a lot of the old arch ceilings were done in the early 1900s. It's pretty cool. And we got a whole new roof on the church. But as you walk the whole church, you can tell that the previous roof was still really intact. But before we started really doing a lot of changes on the inside, we wanted to make sure that there was no issues with the roof, no water leakages, anything like that. So, but overall, the inside of the roof and the ceiling has been really well preserved over the years.
We got some new fasteners. All right, down we go. You first.
Okay. Don't mind me.
Now that you're down, can you hold the ladder?
Huh?
So now that you're down, can you hold the ladder? Free cat.
Which one was it to get to? I love this. I mean, I guess this is an easy way to do it before you paint. So one really cool thing that we definitely want to keep about the church is the architecture and the design elements that were here when it was still a church. So these are some of the tiles that are placed up along the wall. There's this kind of, I guess, crown molding is what you would call it, but it runs the entire length of the church here, all the way down to the other end. And we do have some pieces that are missing that were in my hand, but we want to be able to restore these types of elements as much as possible. They're going to need some fresh paint. They're going to need a little bit of touching up. We may have to replace one or two tiles, but we definitely want to be able to keep a lot of that. And then this archway here is really cool. Based on how we plan on building out the church, I'm not sure what we will be able to keep, what we won't be able to keep, but we really want to be able to keep a lot of these elements as much as we can because they're just absolutely gorgeous, and the handiwork that was put into them is definitely something to behold. I mean, these are solid plaster. They're really, really cool. So hopefully we can get these back up and restore them so that they're looking brand new. That'd be really cool. So one thing that is really interesting about the roof in here is that it looks like there used to be some massive mural up there. I'm not sure if it was taken down or if they covered it up, but obviously this is a really pretty framed out area. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with it. I mean, I think it would be really, really interesting if we could get some sort of like mural or some sort of interesting painting, but I'm not sure. I don't know. That's something that if you guys have any ideas about what we need to do with that space, like please let us know, because I think it's a really interesting piece and I definitely want to utilize it to its full potential. So if you have any ideas, like let us know. And then what we're going to do with the lighting, another thing about the ceiling, you can tell that there is lighting here. In the church, they had a lot of these drop lamps, like they're over, there's a couple that are hanging now. These are more modern ones, they were put in recently. But I think we're going to utilize all of these outlets where there are light boxes, and we're gonna have these nice drop chandeliers, lights, whatever we wanna call them, and then also keep the fans. We're gonna replace the fans. We will have those fans in place probably. But not these ones exactly. We'll make sure that they're a little bit nicer, a little bit more timely, and kind of more of the vibe of the actual aesthetic that we're going for. So, if you went to this church and you have pictures of the mural or whatever was on the ceiling, please let us know. I would love to see it. Or even if you remember what it used to look like, that would be really cool, because I would love to restore it in some sort of way. So please let us know. So all the floors in the church are original. You can kind of tell when it was a church where they had the carpeting along the sides of the floor, and then also a carpet that ran up the aisle of the church, and then some carpeting up here. You can tell just by where the staining is. But the hardwood runs the entire floor. You can tell we have some holes in here where they use them for ventilation. We're going to try and restore the floors as much as we possibly can. We're going to sand them down, we're going to stain them, and try to maintain. So we're going to try and restore them, we're going to try and sand them down, stain them, try and maintain as much of those original characters of the church that we can. So our plan is to keep the hardwood floor, but it's pretty interesting. I think you can tell where the different stains were and how time has kind of changed some of the stain just because of the pattern wear and everything. And then when we look at the stage, we were interested to see, was this built on top of original hardwood floors? How was this designed? So we were able to pull up some of the carpet in the corner here, and we were able to see that it appears this whole stage is also going to be original hardwood floors. Now they run in a different direction, but we should be able to maintain and keep a lot of these floors. Obviously we're going to have to work on like the baseboard stuff here that runs the whole length of the church as well, and figure out what we're doing. But it is really exciting to have a project like this where we can keep the floors and again fix them up, sand them, stain them, add some polyurethane, and make sure that they remain very durable with the amount of people that we plan to have in the church. But that's a really exciting part of this, and